I've not got much time because qualifying has started, so I'm sorry. But welcome to Tier 1 for Season 4 at Monaco. Things are getting spicy already, but we've got about 12 people on the grid today, and I am joined by none other but my Tier 2 driver, Rebellious. Welcome.
Hello there.
Are
you ready for some racing?
Oh, I'm very ready. And Ferrari's the first car to come out of the pit, in fact. But look at that, it was all planned. Was it Kudo? It was Kos.
Mr. Kos.
Kos and Kudos are their first two out. Completely planned. Let's see what the Ferraris can do. We do have Kudos, the full-time driver for Ferrari, and a reserve driver, Kos, new driver to Phoenix, joining in race 3, I believe, in Australia, or just after Australia. Signed with Ferrari as reserve almost instantly. I am very quick to sign people. I like getting consistent, fast, and joyous people into the team.
Fair enough.
So Kos immediately into the wonderful, beautiful red car. Maverick also out for a qualifying lap. We've got ourselves only 3 team principals on the track today. Shanae for Williams, Maverick for McLaren, unfortunately with no teammate, and Zoltz for AlphaTauri, also with no teammate. Ferrari and Williams are the only 2 teams to have teammates on the track.
Oh yeah. Ooh, that's going to be exciting racing then.
It is.
Because there are no team orders, because there's no team.
Whilst I could have been a very nice team principal and said to Kos as a, you're going to race for my sister team, I equally, as much as I want to help our sister team, I want to help out my own team, I also did sign him for Ferrari, so who do I choose? I'm not being as a team principal, I have to choose my own team.
Yeah.
But as management, I kind of have to choose Alfa Romeo, and it's very annoying sometimes having to decide between the two there. But here we go, we've got ourselves Kos going through, I don't know what the name of that chicane is, but the one right outside the tunnel. Turns 10 and 11, I know that much. Of course, it will be purple. He was the first car out on the track going through that corner so violently, honestly. I thought for a second he was going to go flying over those curbs into the wall. Now, first car across the line. Time to beat is a 1:10.1. What? Whoa. That's the first lap time of the session? That was an incredible lap. Next across the line will be Kudos. Ferrari 1-2, obviously. First 2 cars out on the grid, but I'm stunned by this lap time. A 1:12.7, a banker lap likely by the Ferrari driver. Next across the line will be Maverick at a 1:13.4. Kos with an incredible lap time.
It's going to be hard to beat that time though.
It wasn't even a I'm going to improve next lap. Shanae with it almost exactly a second slower. Kos right out there, almost a sub 109. 109? 1:10. That is insane. Next to approach the line is JP. 1:17. I think a few people, understandably so, honestly, I would do the same had I raced, are going to set banker laps at first. Then they're going to go in and set an improvement, because obviously once you set that first lap time, you get a delta. And being able to see your delta times when you're going out helps you understand where are you improving and where are you losing time. As we see now, JP gaining a 1.5 seconds in the first sector. On his screen, he will see a green box appear for Sector 1 if it's an improvement, which obviously it is, or purple on a screen if he has set a purple first sector, which means he has achieved the fastest first sector of the session so far. As we see the Mercedes driver in no sense getting out of the way very well. JP now 3.4 seconds up on his previous lap time, currently on track for a 1:13. I reckon he's going to set about a 1 111, though I think he might have tapped the wall there. I'm not too sure. I'll have to see. Coming to the line, it's a 112.2. Still a very good lap by the Aston Martin driver. Unfortunately, still 1 second off the pace off of the Mercedes just ahead of him in third place. Another driver to keep an eye on, we've got Rico out on track. Rico, who was a Tier 2 driver at the start of this season, but because of his sheer pace, he had to be bumped up to Tier 1. He had that pace that was worthy of racing in our most competitive tier. We'll have to see now what can he do. Going through the swimming pool section and into the whatever the next section is called, because I don't know, into Raskas? Is that what Raskas is the final corner, right?
I do not know.
I should know this. I don't know this. I'm bad at commentating. Across the line, Rico sets a 111.1 or 111.0. He is 9/10 of a second off of Cos's time.
Yes.
Cos, I'm speechless. Honestly, I'm stumped. He just first lap. I'm lost for words. Oh, yeah, there we go. I've got a track map. Raskas is right before the last corner. Right, who else do we have on track? Zolt's out on the track. Going through Raskas now, I believe. No, that's turn 17. That's Anthony. I'm not going to pronounce this guy's surname because I feel like I'm going to ruin it. 111.5. I agree with you, Fushi. Rebellious. For the next for the next couple minutes, why don't you take us on board with I don't know, kudos.
Don't do this to me, man.
No, come on, let's have it on board.
Don't listen to Fushi, please.
Why not? I agree with him though.
Fushi, leave. You watch football. Leave. He sent me a message on Facebook saying I'm going to have some fun. This is what he meant.
Oh, how nice. As Kudos puts in the purple first sector. I didn't see how much of an improvement that was, though. Fushi, I agree. Rebellious is a bit of a cutie.
Oh.
I've only seen one photo of the man, but he certainly seems like a cutie.
Okay. This is not what I had planned for this evening.
I can imagine. I mean, he sent a very nice smiling photo in introductions with a special request saying, can we add photographs to introductions? As Kudos puts in a 111.4. A special request and suggestion saying, can all users please upload a photo into introduction so we can show our faces? I approved it, and I got to see a gleaming smile from our Ferrari driver.
Yeah.
Almost as good as
smiling
you.
to your work.
You mean Rebellious looks better than you? I mean, I say that, I don't even know what you look like, but I kind of have to assume Ferrari is better. Apologies, as a team principal. Shanae with a 110.08, and he's improving by 0.3 already in the first sector.
But still, nobody near
No, he's not.
time.
Never mind. He's 3 seconds slower in the first sector. The game just decided to show me he's 0.3 faster. Thank you, EA. You're terrible. But yeah, he is still 0.7 off the pace.
Cos is on an outlap, going for a new fastest lap.
Brizin is on a hot lap, and SMH as well. Two drivers we've not seen on track for 10 minutes now. Brizin setting a purple first sector. SMH putting in a banker lap, a 124.8. Now we'll have to see what the Alpine driver can do. Is it Alpine? Yeah, that is Alpine. Brizin going through the tunnel section now. Towards the Nouvelle chicane. I've got the names now. I feel so smart now.
Oh.
How fancy. I know the names. The only time I can call the corner names, because during the race there'll be a bunch of screaming. Oh, I think he's just hit the wall! Fortunately, though, it does not look as though he's got any damage to the car, but certainly will be some time lost there.
Yeah, we'll
Is he
see
going
if
to
he goes
set
into
the
the
lap?
pits.
I would imagine
Yeah,
he's...
it's boxing. Yeah, it's
I
boxing.
would have...
Slight damage, probably.
I say I would have I would have done a lap. Then again, I'm a terrible driver. Of course I would have. Right, who else do we have? We got Rico still on the track. He has to improve by 9/10 going through the third sector now. I think this is a warm-up lap. Definitely a warm-up lap. Can Rico improve? He's got about 7 minutes left of the session. He has got to improve by exactly 7 seconds. Alright then. He has to improve by exactly... Okay, roughly 9/10. I'm not doing the maths there. Roughly 9/10 to steal pole position from Cos. Can he do it? As Fat Cat Batman has finally joined the session, reserve driver for Alfa Romeo. Alfa Romeo have a driver now. Sister team has a driver. I am proud of them. I'm proud for them, not of them.
That means if no one DNFs in the race, there is someone who is not going to have some points. Because there are going to be 11 drivers.
Suffocating the team principal for Alfa Romeo. Didn't know that Fat Cat was going to be here to be able to reserve. Brilliant. It's because Fat Cat's just messaged saying he couldn't do the briefings. His Wi-Fi died for Tier 1.
Oh, wow.
So hopefully his internet is functioning, as we see Rico with a slight burnout coming out of Rasgas. And now into the pits with 5 minutes and 53 seconds remaining. Brisson, still a newly signed driver for Williams, has not put in a lap. He is a driver to be wary of. He is very quick. I tried to sign him myself, but I had too many drivers. Ferrari has signed in too many people, and now I have to go through all of the different contracts. I make my job so much harder than it actually needs to be. Why do I do this to myself? Let's see, we got Maverick currently on a cooldown lap, I believe.
Yeah, I believe he's recharging his ERS. Maybe?
It did say 5.5 seconds slower, but that was in the second sector when he just entered it, so EA again.
Maybe he's going in.
Such a terrible game. So, Ollie, are you happy now as an Alfa Romeo TP? You've got a driver potentially on the grid if he manages to join his team and get a qualifying lap done? You must be over the moon. Not in-game. If you're over the moon in the game, I'm very upset. I want to go to space with you. See, that's funny, because no one else is going to understand that, except for the three of us. I said, not even the three of us. Rebellious won't even know. It's a different third person. Inside jokes. Ever confusing.
Still, Brisson not getting out of the pitch.
Shut up, Joe. Yeah, I think potentially. What if he knows he's got the pace, so he's gonna qualify last and breeze past everyone who makes a mistake. Big brain strategies by the William driver. Williams.
I think he's going for 1 lap and he's gonna make the best of it.
1 lap or 1 minute. No sense. On a hot lap, let's see if the... Never mind, not on a hot lap as he cuts the corner. Recharge lap, potentially. I guess. Yeah, recharging.
He didn't dream.
It's only 8:15 and I'm tired. This is not okay. I still have another hour and a half of, or an hour potentially, of this race. And it's Monaco. Rebellious, no pressure. You might have to do some of the commentating, bud. I might fall asleep if I'm not careful.
It's 9:15, 9:17 here, so if someone's going early to bed, it's me.
No, but see, you're my driver. You have to look after me. Whilst technically I have to look after you. I pay your salary, so therefore you have to keep me awake and commentate for me and race for me and be a cutie for me.
Quird.
I'm counting on that, Fushi. I'm counting on that.
Oh, is he still here? Fuck off.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. No. Oh. Fushy,
Language.
leave. Fushy, leave. Go watch football. Shit.
I mean, if you like football, suffocating's the man to speak to. He likes his football.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, well, the three of you. How dare you root for Alpine? I mean, you are an Alpine driver, but how dare you? I was going to sign you for... I mean, I would like to. I can't talk contracts. That's behind the scenes, team principals only. You haven't bribed me enough to give you the inside secrets as to who's being signed for what team. As we now go on, not on board, but go on with Kudos to go for a second hot lap of the session with only a minute and a half left? A minute and 40 seconds, yeah. So this is basically his one and only lap. He's up... I mean, his teammate's close enough that potentially, if Kudo decides to throw away his lap, he could give Koz an even better lap time. And Brisen is out of the pits as well. I think Rebellious, you might be right. He's just going to go lastminute.com and just put in a blistering lap time.
Let's hope he does not have a lot of traffic along the way.
I think we've got enough gentlemen's agreements across the board to avoid blocking.
He's driving behind Maverick. He's also going on a hot lap now.
Kudos attacking the swimming pool chicane beautifully. Purple middle sector, 4/10 improvement by the Ferrari driver. Currently on the line for 4th place. Viper, I do not know who Fat Cat is. He did join the session, but I think potentially he wasn't able to take over a driver, a position. Kudos now crossed the line. It is a 2/10 improvement. Unfortunately, not enough to bump him up a position, but does help secure his 5th place position. Next across the line, I believe that was Shanae starting his hot lap. Koz crossing the line now, starting a hot lap.
Oh, Maverick abandoned his lap. Oh, he did something
Maverick abandoning his lap. I think Maverick's got front wing down. No, he doesn't. I don't know.
No.
SMH retiring from the session. Brisen going through the tunnel section. This is all popping off now. 8 drivers on the grid. Unfortunately, Fat Cat did join the session. Not on the grid, though. On the track. 2 drivers to keep a keen eye on. We've got Shanae, Koz, and Brisen. Brisen still due to set a lap. Koz has to put in a better lap time, defend his pole position. Rico puts in a 110.392. Unfortunately, 2/10 off the pace of a Koz. So it's still Shanae, Koz, and Brisen to keep an eye on now. As Shanae puts in the fast middle sector and comes out of the corner, smashing himself into the wall. That is Shanae gone from this. Where's Brisen? Brisen puts in a 112.1, puts himself up into 8th place, sorry. I am stumbling my words. Koz next across the line. Doesn't look like he's going to cross. Oh no, he still improves! He improves by 0.05 of a second, further extending that lead that no one has come close to beating. Koz with an amazing lap time. That was insane!
Three DNFs in the last lap.
I'm speechless.
Monaco, baby.
That was a spicy qualifying session. It is still very unfortunate to see that we have 20 full-time drivers who have confirmed seats, and only 10 have been able to show up for the race. Even for reserve drivers, I was expecting a lot more people to show up in reserve. I think Armin was expected to reserve in for Tier 1 as well, but Armin is not here, which is
I think many
quite
people
shocking.
are scared of Tier 1.
I think people are scared of Monaco.
Combined with Tier 1.
Because Monaco is kind of
Yeah,
terrifying, to be honest. I'm afraid of it, and I race on a controller with a lot of assists on.
Okay, so I'm in a car, so what do I have to do?
Oh no, it's put you in a car as well.
So do I pit and
You'll have to go through the first lap, just stay at the back of the grid, and retire in the pits after the first lap. You can't retire during formation lap.
Okay.
This game's amazing. Please don't throw me in a car. Okay, it's not throwing me in a car.
Okay, this is. I have put away my wheel. I'm playing on my controller.
I wanted to do that though. I wanted to go around for a lap around Monaco with tier 1 drivers.
I've had enough Monaco for today. I don't need these.
I don't need it. I had to do it in tier 2. You probably saw me behind you on lap 1.
Yeah, that was funny. I was
Oh.
like, what is darkness doing here?
Co-commentating, co-driving, multitasking.
Multitasking. Holy. Ooh, oof.
There we go. Fat Cat Batman is in. Unfortunately, is in the Mercedes car. I'm guessing the game refused to allow him to choose what car to join. Hopefully, though, that will not ruin the pit strategy for No Sense. We have a mixed set of strategies, and no one pulling a Nadim. I'm going to call it a Nadim because it was
my
like
God.
none other. What happened?
Yeah, it's not easy with assists.
With assists
Driving
off.
with controller.
Yeah. Nadim does it. I don't know how he does it. Just leave it in first gear and just kind of cruise control around the track, I think, is your best way. But we have medium compound tires and hard compound tires. No one going for the softs just yet. I agree. Rebellious MVP, 100%.
Oh Jesus Christ! What is this?
Fushy Wushy's not going anywhere.
No.
But
And I can't retire now because
it's formation lap, and EA is amazing. But in the top 5, we have one hard compound runner, and that is Rico. Otherwise, everyone else is on mediums. From 6th place to 10th place, thank you, Amazon. One-stop strategy, round 17 to 23 laps to pit from the mediums to the hard compound tires.
yeah, I don't hope I ruin the guys their tire temperatures.
I think you should be fine.
I'm here, guys. Just cruising.
Some beautiful burnouts from the drivers. Thank you for the burnouts. SMH, unfortunately, the only driver to be disqualified from the session now, as we wait for EA and its amazing glitchy game, putting Rebellious in a car to get to the grid. Live commentary for the first lap. No pressure, Rebellious. You got to drive and you got to commentate.
Okay, let's go. What is this? Come on, man.
Lights out. And away we go. Very slow start by everyone, but Cos still keeping it up. Unfortunately,
Ooh, there's a spin. Spin from the Alpine.
SMH out of the session. First DNF of the session. Unfortunate to see that it is the Alpine driver. Cos maintaining the lead. And Rico and No Sense just behind. Kudos finds himself up his position. Shanae down 2 positions, down into 5th place. Fat Cat Batman up 2, and Maverick down 1 place. As now Brizen and Fat Cat are fighting, going too wide into the hairpin now. But I think Brizen backing out there. In fact, Brizen, on my screen, it looked as though the cars mounted one another. I'm very confused. I hope that was just a bug on my screen and no one walked away with that with damage. Now going into the tunnel section towards into the Nouvelle section, it is still Cos, then Rico, No Sense up a position, and Kudos up into 4th place. So more or less the top 5 in the same order, and other than Shanae going down 2 positions. But now coming towards the pit straight, Cos will cross the line to start the second lap, and every driver now who crosses the line to finish this race will score a point on the grid. Of course, Rebellious will not score a point because the game glitched out and threw him in a seat.
Okay, I'm in.
Perfect.
So no.
Oh, well done with the 5-second time penalty.
Okay. 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 Oh man, that was scary.
And only 1.5 laps gone into the middle sector. Cos already with a 1.4 second lead on Rico. Rico with a 1 second lead on Kudos. Kudos on a 1 second lead on Shanae. And what's happened at the back here? There's a four-car fight here for 7th place. We got Fat Cat, Prison, JP, and Maverick all fighting for 7th place. Zoltz with a 3.5 second gap behind him and a 2 second gap ahead of him. Shanae closing in 0.3 seconds behind Kudos. Possibly touching the wall there as well. I can't quite tell because this game's amazing. For lap 1 at Monaco, this is a lot more exciting than I ever thought it would be, as Cods puts in a 1:13.0, 2 seconds off of his qualifying pace, and he's on mediums on a full tank of fuel. What is this? 2.5 seconds splitting him from Rico behind on the hard compound tires. 2 alternating strategies in the top 2 positions. No Sense on the medium tires as well, all over the gearbox of No Sense, helping Kudos catch up. Now only a second behind, and Shanae half a second behind Kudos. Top 5 all in a close fight, as JP has now had to pit, I believe, for a replacement front wing. Now onto the medium compound tires. It's now a fight for second and a fight for keeping it out the wall for everyone else. Spicy first 3 laps.
Shanae is right up in the rear wing of Kudos. He's hunting him. Ooh, Fat Cat Batman with the tap against the wall, but it might be the lag that makes it seems like he touches the wall. I've seen it in tier 2.
Hopefully he does have no damage, because as we've seen in tier 2 as well, damage to the car is detrimental to your race time and can throw away a race victory quite easily. No Sense all over the gearbox of Rico. 4.5 seconds behind Cos now. Those hard compound tyres, though, whilst may be an optimum strategy to have the faster compound tyre towards the end of the race, currently is not doing him any favours, with 3 cars fighting behind him for position. Yes, it may be Monaco. Yes, overtaking is difficult, but it certainly will not help the tyre temperatures nor the stress levels of having to race around Monaco and defend around Monaco.
Kudos also out of the RS range of the Mercedes of No Sense.
But Shanae close behind. This is going to be a long battle. This is going to be a long Monaco race. Fat Cat going for a move on Zoltz. Almost going too wide towards the hairpin, but Fat Cat backing out of the fight and conceding the position. Rightly so, though. That would have been risky going too wide into the hairpin. And now going through the tunnel, or towards and into the tunnel section. Will he attempt to make the move again, or is he going to be patient and wait for the pit straight? He is close enough. He certainly has the pace to stick close enough for that position. As Maverick,
3-second time penalty.
Indeed, Maverick, the first driver to fall victim to track limits here.
Ooh, Fat Cat is going for it because Salt made a mistake. Fat Cat is going for it.
Down the inside. Late braking, he makes the move stick. Brilliant move by the Aston Martin driver, reserving for Alfa Romeo, but is in a Mercedes car. Not confusing at all. Definitely not confusing.
He's doing a Piastri.
He is. Well, kinda.
Kind of.
Close enough. Maverick 0.3 seconds behind Brizin. I would say it's a close fight, but it's Monaco, so honestly, it could be a very far fight. Who knows? I mean, Maverick also has those 3 seconds to serve at the end of the race, because unfortunately, the way the game works, I believe this is the case in real life as well, you can only serve 5 and 10-second time penalties in the pits. 5 and 10-second time penalties in this game will only be given to a player if they do one of the following. For 5 seconds, you can cut a corner, cut a corner and gain an advantage. You get either 5 seconds or 10 seconds, or if you get involved in a, as Rico gets, that is a huge penalty for Rico. 3 seconds, although small and cannot be served during the race. On an alternating strategy, he best hope that his strategy comes off and pays off a lot better than Cos on the alternating strategy. But as I was saying, the 5 seconds, when you cut corners, it is either 5 or 10 seconds, depending on the amount of advantage you gain from cutting that corner. 5 seconds can also be given to you if you are involved in a severe collision, causing a severe collision with another driver. 10 seconds is only given to you if you cut a corner and gain a massive advantage. And 3-second time penalties will be given to you for multiple warnings, either contact with another driver or cutting corners. And unfortunately, as mentioned before, the 3 seconds are the only time penalties you cannot serve. Even if you climb that all the way up to 30 seconds, it doesn't classify as 3 10 seconds, and you cannot serve them. They are all separate 3-second time penalties.
Here goes no sense with the areas wide open attacking Rico, but I think it's not enough.
It may be not enough for him, but it is more than enough for Cos, as now Cos has 6 seconds ahead of Rico. So much for this is Monaco. This is going to be boring. Rico
look at no sense. What is happening?
I think Rico
inside each other.
might have disconnected, maybe. I don't know. I didn't see anything pop up on my screen. Or do we potentially have... I think we might have that bug again. Because it looks as though, yeah, Rico is definitely in control of his car. We might have that bug again, where a driver can ghost through cars when overtaking.
Oh, he must feel bad now.
This is certainly a fight we must keep a very close eye on, and if this is the case, unfortunately, if the driver does gain a serious advantage in this race because of a game bug, whilst not their fault, they are highly likely to be disqualified from the session.
Like Nadim?
Like Nadim, yeah. Nadim's case was far more severe, as he did qualify last and then climb his way up by phasing through 3 different cars. Whereas in this case, if it is the case that No Sense has that bug, for example, but maintains the position of 3rd place to no fault of his own, and involves himself in no overtaking scenarios where he takes advantage of his bug, there is potential. I do not know, it is unclear. We've not had this happen before. Thank you, EA, for a beautiful game.
I think Shine is saving his ERS to attack Kudos when the time is right.
Shanae was ghosted on my screen.
Oh.
Da-da-da-da, EA, I'm loving it. unfortunately, I would love to commentate. But there isn't that much to commentate because the game's bad. And it's Monaco. There isn't much to commentate.
Indeed. Monaco is fun for the first 3 laps and then...
And then for the pit windows.
Pit windows, ja, verder.
And then it's boring after that.
Be right back!
Quick, Fushy Wushy, got any more inside knowledge? What I could say to Rebellious? Shanae, again, all over the gearbox. Kudos ahead of him, but can't quite make the move. He will have the DRS here, though. He is 0.3 seconds behind. He potentially could make the move. Fortunately, not close enough, though.
I can't find my cell phone.
Oh no.
Where is my smartphone?
All of the secrets. As I mentioned earlier, though, Shanae 0.3 behind, now 0.6 behind. It's the closest fight. Rico with another 3-second time penalty for track limits. And he hits the wall, and there is damage! The Haas driver has lost the end plate of his wing! It is downhill from here. Let us just hope that Rico is... Okay, he drifts into the... That was a beautiful drift into the pits. That was a W of a drift. How dare you say Big L for supporting Mercedes? Support Ferrari in Phoenix, but support Mercedes in real life. Come on. Lewis Hamilton.
Oh, yes. Give it to me.
I'm British. Well, I can't help it. I have this obligation to do so. But now, with Rico, not only does he have the 6-second time penalty, he then has that front wing damage. He's now had to pit for the medium compound tyres that potentially can last the end of the race, but it's now down to 9th place. It is now a Ferrari 1-3 provisionally, only now reaching 1/3 into the race. There's still lots to happen, lots that could happen. I will not jinx this. How is supporting Mercedes a big L? Please do explain. I'm curious to know your explanations for this. As Shanae now puts himself in the pits. Is he going for an undercut? I mean, a lot of people have said that the undercut is possible around Monaco. So, there is potential that he's going to go for the undercut. He's going for the hard compound tyres.
Ooh, but
Fat Cat Batman as well.
Is a long stint.
We'll have to see. Maybe he's a tire whisperer. Who knows? I wouldn't be surprised if he is.
Yeah, when I was driving the last 10 laps, I had so much problems with my hard tires.
There goes Shanae out of the pits ahead of teammate. Rico with pitting for that front wing replacement and for those fresh mediums. He's now all over the gearbox of Maverick ahead of him, still on those hard compound tires from the start of this race. Rico's going to apply so much pressure. He's going for a move. At the end of Sector 1, he's made the move. And that was risky. That was brilliant. I've never seen that before in a league race. Well done, Rico. That was insane, yeah. 0.4 seconds behind now. He's got that tire advantage. He's gained plenty of time behind him now. 1 second behind him to Maverick. Next on his hit list is Brizin, the first of the Williams pair. He's going for a move. He's doing it.
Oh, that was class. Pure class.
What am I witnessing here? Kudos in the pits now. Ferrari driver number 2 in terms of the order is in the pits, has now gone in for his hard compound tyres. Next to go in the pits for Ferrari will be Cos, currently leading the race, 9.5 seconds, 10 seconds ahead of the pack, and an 18.5 second gap to Zolt's behind.
I smell contract for Cos.
I think you might be right.
Sniff, sniff.
Maverick now fighting Brizin with a driver equally with old hard compound tyres, both opting for the same strategy around this track. Both of them, the only two of the three drivers on the grid still on those original hard compound tyres from the start of the race, whilst drivers 1 and 2, Cos and No Sense, on the medium compound tyres still going. As we saw, powered by AWS before, the medium compound tyres can go on average 17 laps to 23 laps. Obviously, a lot of that depends on your strategy, your driver skill, and, well, how well you can manage your tyres around a very tight circuit. If you can manage your tyres around Monaco and go 23 laps with the mediums, I mean, kudos to you. That is impressive. Rico with the fastest lap of 1:12.786. Brilliant lap time by the Haas driver.
Oh, Rico spun.
As I was wondering what happened there. Rico spun. Rico has lost his front wing.
Oh, he hit a wall in turn 1. No heroics into center vault.
Very unfortunate race for the Haas driver. Certainly a weekend to forget for him. Though he is not out of this race yet. It will be lap 16 when he comes out of the pits with a fresh wing and what will likely be fresh medium tyres if he has a second set. Or potentially go on to softs and go for soft softs. But we have seen drivers come back from far worse situations. And honestly, Rico is certainly a driver to keep an eye on. Because he certainly has that pace. As Fatcat goes too wide with Maverick out into the Nouvelle chicane. And the two of them look to have collided with one another. But it does not appear as though either of them have walked away with damage. Hopefully that is the case and it isn't just a visual glitch.
We'll see.
Why is this very exciting? Why is Tier 1... I mean, I know why Tier 1 is very exciting, but why is Tier 1 very exciting? As there goes Rico into the pits now. It is a three-way fight between Fat Cat, Batman, Maverick, and Brizin, not Mercedes driver, sorry. The reserving for Alfa Romeo driver, the McLaren team principal driver, and the newly signed Williams driver. As Fat Cat is all over the gearbox of... He goes for a move down the inside. That is a brilliant move by the Alfa Romeo driver, driving in the Mercedes car. And he finds himself up into 7th place. That was... Oh my god, that was... I'm speechless. Alfa Romeo have got their reserve driver right for this track, and he is so bold with his moves. He is so brave with his moves. He's going for another one, potentially. No, he's too far back, unfortunately. One overtake per corner, per sector, I guess. As Cos now goes into the pits. He is on the hard compound tyres. Now, Cos has only one driver in potential of threatening his pole position at the moment. Okay, never mind. Cos has 32 seconds gap behind him. Cos now has a free pit stop with still a 10-second lead to pit onto those hard combat tyres for the second stint of his strategy.
He also lapped Rico.
And he's lapped Rico. Definitely a race to forget for Rico. Very unfortunate race for him. Qualifying with a sub 1:11 lap time. Absolutely blistering pace. And then... slowly but surely, 3 seconds, then 3 seconds, and then the losing the wing. Very unfortunate. It's now Cos pits for his hard compound tyres. Very quick stop by the Ferrari pit crew. Well done, Ferrari. Forza Ferrari. Not being... when it comes to Ferrari, I'll support them. But as a commentator, I will support all drivers. I love to see all of our drivers win races. We had our first ever race winner last stream, Tier 2. Webby, for the first time this season. In fact, this is his first season with Phoenix, and Webby managed to secure not only a race victory at Monaco, but the fastest lap as well. So very good race indeed by the Alfa Romeo driver. So I'm not biased to Ferrari, but I will, in my heart, support them. Nothing wrong with supporting my team. And Forza Alpine, that doesn't quite roll off the tongue as well. Get your own statement, alright, Alpine. Forza Ferrari, we've trademarked Forza. Chenet all over the gearbox of Zoltz. Zoltz still yet to pit from this race, from those hard compound tyres. Absolutely pushing those tyres. Of course, this is roughly the time when the mediums will start to drop off a cliff. So the hard compound tyres will now have the advantage of around 3 or 4 laps, if my maths is correct. There is no maths involved in that, but I'm going to claim that that's maths. So whilst he may be slow, or slower, compared to Chenet on the medium-hard strategy, we do still have to account for the fact that Zoltz has to pit for mediums after this, or potentially softs. So he's going to have a huge race advantage for the depleted amount of race fuel and the faster compound tyre, which will give him an immense amount of grip. And on this track, where position is everything, grip is everything as well, because it will help you defend a position and attack. If you manage to push the driver ahead of you to make a mistake, well done to you. There is very little you can do around this track to defend. Well, no, sorry, very little you can do on this track to attack, so every little helps.
Ooh,
Rico with
in the pit lane.
Definitely a weekend to forget for him. Haas did secure good points though in Tier 2. Denzel, aka Denrod, scoring 7th place for Haas. So still a decent weekend for the team altogether. I'm unaware as to what points he got in Tier 3, what Haas got in Tier 3, as Cos puts in the fastest lap time. What was that, a 1:12.8? Or a 1:12.2? 1:12.5. I was close.
Yeah, you were
I was 3/10 either way. Yeah, Webby 1T2, Panos. You missed it. Z_Webby won in Tier 2 with the fastest lap. He had enough time behind him that he pitted for the soft compound tyres around 4 laps to go and steal the fastest lap from Nadim, who had a bug, so he had to DNF and get disqualified. But now Rico, with those medium compound tyres, does put that fastest lap in jeopardy, as
Ooh, the Mercedes,
Fat Cat has had a spin, I believe. Doesn't look as though he's got any damage though, fortunately, but he has lost 5 seconds in a brief instance. In a brief incident, sorry. As Maverick goes into the pits now, he's got the medium compound tyres for the next 18 laps of the race.
Yeah, and the Mercedes of no sense is really in the gearbox of Chenet. And Chenet in the gearbox of Salt.
A three-way fight for second place.
And Kudos is also close. He's also only 1 second off, so he might use his ERS to join up with the pack, with the top 4. Ooh! Mercedes trying to do a Mick Schumacher.
Kudos unfortunately down into 5th place, but still a 4-way fight for second place at the moment. As Brisen at the back pits for mediums as well now. Maverick promoted up into the 7th place.
Salt with the pits. 21 laps he went on the hards.
Could he be going for Salt? No, he's going to go for the mediums. He's going to go for a safe bet. That's fair enough. So now with Zoltz out of that fight, it is still a 3-way battle. Kudos fighting with No Sense, fighting with Shanae for second place. No Sense with the current tyre advantage of 3 laps to the driver behind and 4 laps to the driver ahead. But hard compound tyres of that age difference is minimal difference in terms of the amount of grip you have at this stage. So it is purely now down to the raw pace of the drivers, the setups that they have, and how consistent they can be around the corners of this very complex and terrifying track that I do not like racing because I will kiss the wall at every given moment.
So that's why you didn't drive yesterday.
I wasn't here. I was celebrating my grandmother's birthday. I have a valid excuse.
Oh. That's duh.
Kudos unfortunately falling out of that 1 second range for DRS, but No Sense still within it. Half a second now. He will have DRS, but unfortunately I don't think he's going to be close enough to potentially fight for the position. Certainly does continue to keep up that
Rico again
fight.
with the pits. Again a wing.
And then for the medium tyres, I was surprised. I was expecting him to go for the softs there, to be honest.
Yeah.
Not
Maybe
a good enough excuse. I can't though. It's my grandmother's birthday. I have to celebrate that. F1 for life in terms of watching it, in terms of racing it. Yes, except for when it's Monaco and I will crash lap 1 and I will just sit there for an hour and a half because I'm upset with myself. I have an excuse. I avoid upsetting myself. F1 22 is very bad, I agree. As we see Cos now lapping, I believe that's Brisen. Yeah, Brisen's now been lapped. Definitely the case, Fushy. Definitely the case.
What is he saying?
I was too scared to race him in Monaco. Definitely wasn't the fact that I didn't get home till 11 o'clock. Honestly, the one time I enjoy Monaco is in F1 21 when I actually understood how the cars functioned and the grip was decent to handle. But F1 22 have done the car control mechanics horrendously. So horrendously that I struggle, and I don't think I'm the only one in Phoenix to say that F1 22 was a terrible game. Fortunately, as Kudos now finds himself back into that 1 second range. We are slowly approaching that point in their tyre life where that advantage that No Sense has is going to start to really make a huge effect on their timings, on their lap times. Can I get a refund for F122, even though I may have about 150 hours in it and I didn't pay for it? Can I get free money? I feel like I deserve free money for the amount of money wasted. Oh, sorry, the amount of time wasted in this game. I thought that's a fair enough refund. EA's got billions in their pocket, right? Oh yeah, thank you. Thank you. I'll send you my bank details later. Yeah. I'll slip you that 20 as well for, you know, letting... I don't know. Letting Ferrari win. Yeah. Sister Team Haas. Team orders. Definitely the case. But certainly a very unfortunate race for Rico. I mean, I mentioned this at the start of the race. Like, he is a driver to be very aware of. He is very quick, scarily quick. As Shanae, unfortunately, with a 3-second time penalty, now puts his second place finish in jeopardy with 11 and a half laps to go now. But Rico, I was mentioning earlier, I don't know if you were here, he is a driver to be aware of because he is incredibly quick. I remember racing with him once in Jeddah last season, and honestly, I was astonished by how quick he was. I was on, like, or even a friend of mine, he was on rough, decently old tires, or decently slightly used mediums, and Rico with slightly used hards, and Rico on fresh mediums, or old mediums, one of the two. Basically, he's quick. I don't remember the details of the story. Yeah, it is a very unpredictable race, Monaco. The slightest tap can ruin your entire race, and it is very unfortunate. But it's Silverstone next week with a sprint race weekend. So 33, potentially 34 points on the line. I think Rico's going to be someone to really be careful of. He's going to be terrifyingly quick as Brizin now gets a 3-second time penalty for track limits. I just have to hope we have no Hamilton and Verstappens here at Phoenix when we go racing around Silverstone, because unfortunately we can't have a red flag for that incident, but we can say that with the game physics that EA have built for F122, both cars would be out of the race for that incident. You saying Haas are built like a truck and they can withstand the hit of F1's game physics? I mean, I believe you, it's Haas. But I equally don't believe you, it's F122.
Yeah, the only battle we have right now is no sense against Chine.
And Shanae's got his podium position at jeopardy right now because Kudos is within that 3-second time limit. If we actually have a look at all the penalties, I've gone past it twice now, he only has 3 seconds. So Kudos has to stay within another 2 more tenths of no sense ahead of him, and he has the potential for a podium finish. 10 laps to go now as we cross the line to start the 29th lap of this race. Kudos now 2.6 seconds behind. Slightly closing the gap, slightly losing the gap. I can't tell which way it's going. I think he's closing the gap now. We'll have to see. The next closest battle being Zolt's 1.5 seconds behind. Behind Fat Cat.
Oh, Shine hit the wall. He's ghosted at the moment, and not anymore.
Does he have damage?
There because it was the rear. No, it was the rear.
Oh.
I don't think he has damage. I don't see any damage on his car, so... Oh, maybe... Nah, I don't see. I thought his front wing maybe a bit, but it's not.
It is possible, though, to get side pod damage, so potentially he could have underbody or side pod damage, as now Kudos falls out of that 3-second range for a podium finish. Are you a bit tired there?
I was trying to hide my mic.
I heard it. I was like, should I say something?
Yeah, I had to work today, so I was up early.
That's fair enough. No, someone's not farting in the microphone. Someone's yawning into the microphone.
Oh, Jesus. My bad. Or did I?
How dare you be tired? Coffee exists for a reason. Don't you know this?
I have had my cups for today.
That's fair. Unfortunately, team principal mode is on. Kudos now 3.7 seconds out of the gap from Shanae.
Mercedes hit the wall.
Mercedes hit the wall.
Yeah,
but
I think he's struggling with his tires.
How is the Mercedes struggling? The Mercedes has the better tires by 3 and 4 laps apart from the driver behind and ahead, respectively.
Yeah, he's now out of the RS range because of that tap to the wall.
I take back everything I said. It's on the table still. Going further back back of the grid though, we've got Brizin fighting Maverick, who pitted a lap after Maverick. So he's got 1 lap fresher mediums, but again, it's so close that at this point, those mediums with 1 lap fresher will not make a huge difference to the grip. Both drivers do have penalties, Maverick with 6 seconds and Brizin with 3, so regardless of position, Maverick will find himself, well, regardless of position, within 3 seconds, if Maverick is ahead, Brizin will have the position. That's maths, yeah, that's correct.
Quick maths.
Quick maths in it, bruv. I said that on stream, what's wrong with me? Nadim's gonna clip this and put this in the meme review of Darkness failing to speak English. Or, in this case, speaking London. Yes, I know, London's not a language, but if you are from the UK, you would know what I mean. Slightly further ahead, we got Zolt 0.4 behind Fat Cat Batman, the Alfa Romeo driver, so far with the most positions gained in this race, 6 positions gained from his original qualifying position, as unfortunately the game refused to allow him to, although enter during qualifying and not actually set a lap time, finds himself up into 5th place. So still a mega improvement and mega performance by the Alfa Romeo driver, who's actually an Aston Martin driver driving in a Mercedes car because the game is terrible. As Rico retires from the race, 7 laps to go, he is out of the race. It was a smash into the wall. Rico, 13 bot, you have... condolences to you and your team. It was... Oh, I thought they were about to collide each other on track. That was very close. But yeah, Haas, very unfortunate race at Monaco. But it's like you said, 13 bot, he will come back next round. Oh no, don't trust me. I've not lost faith. Rico is a shit. What's the word?
Spirit.
He's power to be reckoned with. That's not the right phrasing. He's someone to be aware of. I can't. I've lost the words. Honestly, I don't know what's happening to me. I know what's happening to me, but it's just me being stupid. JP is JP gonna go for the fastest lap? Yeah, you can see why there's gonna be a compilation. I can say the word. Trust me, I can do English. Man, I hate you, Nadim. Nadim, I know you're going to watch this back. I know you're going to find these clips. I hate that you're actually going to create this compilation of me failing to speak English. So, thank you. for, you know, embarrassing the hell out of me. No, your spelling is not helping me, bot. You're really not helping me. And now with 5 laps, of 4.5 laps, I believe, to go. 5.5 laps to go. Cos 32.1 seconds ahead of second place, currently being fought over between Shanae and No Sense. Currently, second place will be given to No Sense because Shanae still has 3 seconds of time penalty to serve before the end of the race. I'm speechless for the pace that Cos has.
Yeah, Jesus.
But I am proud of it
36.
because as a team principal, we had a very unfortunate start for Tier 1 drivers at China last time round. I say last time round, last race. Of course, we had our season break last week, so this was 2 weeks ago, where Cos was unfortunately taken out of the race, not even 5 meters off of the line. So, certainly a redemption day for the Ferrari driver. Further back, we've got Zoltz still right on the gearbox of Fat Cat ahead of him. Very close fight between the two of them. Fat Cat, though, I've only just noticed this. He's on 21 lap old hards, and he is defending like a champ to Zoltz behind on 11 lap old mediums. Zoltz has got a massive pace advantage and grip advantage, and is still struggling, it's Monaco, still struggling to get past Fat Cat. This is impressive. By both drivers. More Fat Cat. But both drivers, because it is Monaco. Any driver that succeeds to finish the race at Monaco, or even do 1 lap, so this includes you, Rebellious, in Tier 1, you're a brave man. Or woman.
Why am I... Wow. Why was I brave?
You did a lap. You did the formation lap, and then you did half a lap before retiring.
Oh, at the beginning of the start, yeah.
Yeah.
Just watching the scenery, looking
enjoying
for
the sights of Monaco. Did you pull a Raikkonen? Did you go to your yacht as well?
My how do you call it? It's like a blow-up boat, maybe.
Let's see now. We've got JP. He did pit for those softs 2 laps ago. So far, we've not had an indicator pop up on our screen to show that he has set the fastest lap. Let's have a quick look, though, because the game is terrible. No, he's half a second off the pace, unfortunately, from the fast lap. In fact, Kos not only has the fast lap, is the only driver to have set a sub 1:13 lap time during the race. Ain't that interesting?
Legend.
Indeed.
Ferrari.
Forza Ferrari. Oh, I've hit the wrong buttons. Oh, my overlay's gone. There we go.
Oh, Kos pitting.
Pitting 4 soft compound tires. 3
Oh,
laps to go.
somebody
He wants to try and take that fast lap again. Very risky, I'd have to say, in my opinion. You've got the lead comfortably, and now you're going to try and push the limits of this track to steal a fastest lap for which you already have. I guess this might reduce the chances of drivers behind him to pit around this time of the race to steal it.
Is ghosted. Shanae is ghosted. No Sense is going through in.
So could it be an issue on No Sense's side of things?
I don't know, but I think Shanae tapped the wall and that's why I was ghosted. And I think... okay, they're into each other. No, but I think because No Sense was inside of him, if I have to say it this way, while he was ghosted, he's staying ghosted because they are still inside of them, each other, in them. So it sounds dirty, I know, but
I know what you mean. F1 doesn't help with its issues. As Shanae has a bit of a tyre spin there, Cos with a 3-second time penalty. It is all getting spicy now. No Sense in second place. I mean, No Sense was going to get second place regardless of an overtake on Shanae. Of course, Shanae had that 3-second time penalty, which does not help his race at all. But this will now put a risk to it if, for any reason, Shanae gets another time penalty or Kudos managed to cut down that time gap from 8.5 seconds to 3 seconds. So whilst there's only a lap and a half to go, still a lap and a half of potential where mistakes can be made, and Kudos potentially can make it take an advantage over Sinead's 3-second time penalty. Let's go on board with Cos now as we see the set of purple first sector, half a second improvement. He is I would say pushing it, but I don't think he is. I think he's just driving at normal pace with brilliant, fresh, perfect tyres.
Yeah, so he has more grip, less chance of spinning and losing his first place.
Into the Nouvelle chicane, the chicane that I so dearly hate. I mean, you do as well in qualifying, unfortunately, for Tier 2. Rebellious, you got the kiss of death with that wall there.
That was my first hot lap, man.
It was. It was
so
very
sad.
upsetting to see. Purple middle sector. I didn't see how much of an improvement.
Other times you hit the wall, you have no damage or slight damage. Now I hit the chicane once. The wall at the chicane.
A 1:10.9. He has set a lap time that was just as fast as Rico's first qualifying lap, and this is race pace. That is impressive. He's now coming through and lapping JP, going into the second sector now. Final lap with Cos, 22.5 second gap behind him. He's got a 3-second time penalty, which will only reduce the gap to 19.5 seconds. Still a pit stop. A whole pit stop clear of the driver behind him. What do you mean crazy stuff? He's Haas reserved for Tier 1 and 2. Cos is currently contracted to Ferrari Tiers 1 and 2. Why? Is he contracted for Tiers 1 and 2? I think he's contracted for Tier 1. Because if you're contracted in one tier, you can't contract for the other tier. I think. I can't remember. I need to... Oh, you're on about vodka. But still, I need to look at my contract details. I can't remember it. But across the line, Cos wins the Monaco Grand Prix. As a Ferrari team principal, I'm very happy. As a commentator, that was a very relaxing race for the Ferrari driver, with no competition around him. But still, we had a spicy race indeed for the rest of the grid behind. See, I can switch between characters just like that. I got this. Fortunately, though, as I mentioned before, if Sinead made a mistake, or if No Sense made a mistake, Kudos could be in contention for that podium finish. But unfortunately, 9.5 seconds now. Kudos still finishing strong points for the team into 4th place. 26 lap old hards. Man, I would be crying if my tyres were that old. I would be terrified to drive with tyres that old.
Yes, man.
Fat Cat and Zoltz next to crossline, final 2 cars to crossline in 5th and 6th place. Brilliant drive by everyone, but a stellar drive by Cos, winning the race with an outstanding lap, first lap in qualifying, an improvement, small improvement, but big enough to defend his pole position, a fastest lap, and a race win. I'm speechless.
Yeah, insane drive from him. Insane quali, insane race. He was in a world of his own the whole race long.
That was an insane drive. I'm trying to check if he would be happy for an interview, because I sure as hell would love to have an interview.
Okay, Darkness, I'm gonna leave you to it, man.
Thank you for joining me, Rebellious. It would have been lonely without you from Monaco, so I really appreciate you joining me for this wonderful journey around Monaco.
See you later.
Ciao. Right, if you give me a moment, we should hopefully have a few drivers for an interview. Give us a moment whilst we get things sorted out. Fortunately, I do not. Oh no, we do have our race winner in the commentators box. Sorry, in the waiting room. So if you give us a moment whilst the game takes about 7 years to let me load the game properly, I will then drag in our first interviewee, I believe is the right phrase. I don't know. Honestly, English is my first language. I know it sounds like I don't know the language, but I promise I do. Right, let's get our race winner in here, shall we? Oh, Cos, welcome to the commentators box. That was, as a team principal, congratulations with the race win. Very proud of you. I'm so proud of you as a team principal, but as a commentator, thank you for that race. How was that race for you? Unfortunately, you are muted. Oh, there we go.
Oh yeah, no, I was muted because I don't want to have
No
any
worries.
background noise. Yep. I'm really tired. Driving
Understandable.
Monaco is exhausting. Yeah, qualifying was a bit stressful, especially because I messed up my second lap, nearly crashed out. And on my last lap, there was an Alpine that crashed out right in front of me, so I just had to go off the racing line. And yeah, it just meant that I couldn't improve what I could. I mean, I think I had like half a second on the last lap. So it was possibly like a 9-7 or something. But I'm not sure. So yeah. And yeah, in the race it was just a Rico went for the heart, which was quite the weird strategy. I think it's always better to go for track position here, but whatever. And I think yeah, I was pulling away every lap like a second or so, and then Rico crashed, like was being like 9 seconds off me, and so he had to pit. And yeah, not much happened in the race. I was just trying to not die and keep the pace up every lap, trying to get like 13 low, 12 high or so.
That's fair. I mean, that was a grand slam. You got fastest lap, you got pole position, sorry, fastest lap, and the race victory. So not only was this technically your first race with the Phoenix, because your first race was with China, but you died within 10 meters of getting off the line. So let's class this as your first race with Phoenix, and not only was it your first race, it's your first race victory with Phoenix, and your first Grand Slam. That is an impressive start to your Phoenix career.
Was that a Grand Slam?
That was a Grand Slam.
I didn't really realize.
Yeah. You were storming ahead the pack. I think at one point your biggest gap was 38 seconds, and you finished the race with a pit stop gap behind you, 21.8 seconds behind you.
Yeah.
So you were well ahead.
Yeah. I was just not wasting any battery. We were just conserving the whole race to because like I didn't feel like need to push, and in case of emergency, I would have enough battery for anything that could have happened in the race at the end. And yeah, after noticing I was like over a pit stop ahead, I just said, okay, I'm gonna pit like with 2 or 3 laps to go, and try to just go for fastest lap.
Even though you already had it.
Yeah, I mean,
that's fair.
Sometimes people who are very far down end up like pitting at the very end and snatching the fastest lap. So I just wanted to avoid that from happening.
That's fair. Very safe bet. You looking forward to Silverstone potentially? Do you think?
Yeah.
Do you think that's a strong track for you?
No.
No.
Not a strong track for sure. I am really bad at Silverstone, but
you're good at Monaco, but you're bad at you're okay at Silverstone.
I mean, I'm okay. Not bad, not good. I'm just okay.
Fair enough.
And yeah, I think it's gonna be the last race I have this season, because then I'm gonna go on a holiday trip, and that means I won't be able to race for the remainder of what's left of the season.
Very unfortunate, but at least you get to go on a nice, relaxing holiday.
Yep, and hopefully by the time I'm back, F1 23 is just around the corner, and
Assuming it's
I
not
can pick that
broken.
up. Yeah, and hope it's not broken as well.
It's EA. We can't hope for much, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's
Well,
hard to trust.
thank you for joining me in the commentary box. Thank you for a Grand Slam with Ferrari, and thank you for an interesting race. I'm still speechless from qualifying because first lap out, you hit the fastest lap by like, I think you beat tier 2 fastest laps by about half a second as well. So that was an incredible lap time.
Yeah, I think I had a lot more time on me, but like that Alpine that crashed out of sector 1 inside at the start of sector 2, entering the first hairpin, that Alpine made me lose like half a second at least. So yeah, but still, I won the race. I'm happy.
It happens.
Doesn't
Yeah,
really
well
matter
done.
much more.
Well, thank you for joining. I'm going to have to call it quits here because I need to get the other drivers in for an interview as well. So thank you for joining me. And I hopefully will look forward to seeing you at track Silverstone next week.
Yeah.
Take care.
And thank you. Thank you. You too.
Right, now let's get our second place winner, No Sense, in here. Hopefully, No Sense, I hope I haven't dragged you mid-conversation there.
Yeah, hello.
That was an incredible drive. You managed to steal second place there from Shanae right towards the closing stages of that race. How was that race for you?
It's very tough. I swear I feel very sweet. My English is very bad, so sorry. I maybe make some errors, maybe
No
some
worries.
mistakes. So this race was very hard. My hands are hard. Um, my whole room is like hot place in the beach, so I feel really tough. Yeah.
That's fair.
This make from Spinay, or how it's nickname,
Shanae.
Spinay. Yeah, he is spin and gonna ghosting. I try to overtake him, and we fighting each other like half, maybe two, yeah, half lap. Yeah. So thank you for the race. I enjoyed. So that's my answer.
Are you looking forward to Silverstone next week? It's a sprint race weekend next week.
Yeah, no problem. Silverstone, I like it.
You think
very
you
fast
think
with
that's
it.
a strong track to you? Do you think? Sorry,
Yes,
I'm
yes.
struggling. I'm struggling for words, and it's my first language.
No problem, bro, no problem.
Do you think a race victory is possible for you?
I think yes, if there will be some how to say all place to win, because it's a lot of how it will be start qualification, tires are gonna good boot or not set up, and I think I can 2-3 places. Yeah, P2 P3.
That's good. I'm confident in you. If you can do
Yeah,
Monaco,
thank you.
you can do any track. Is what I think.
Monaco, it's really it's very hard.
It is
Sorry.
very tough.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for joining me. Thank you for a very interesting race.
Yeah, thank you too.
I look forward to seeing you next week at Silverstone.
Okay, thank you. Good luck.
Thank you. Now let's get our final driver in here. Third place finisher, Mr. Shanae. Welcome. Oh, sorry, Spinay. My bad.
Welcome.
How was that race for you? Very unfortunate you got the 3-second time penalty. You almost had second place there at the final stages of the race. How was that for you?
I don't know. I think it's gonna get decided in the stewards room who gets P2, because actually Nonsense kinda squeezed me into turn 1 and I lose the position to Kunos as well. Of course, in Monaco. And yeah, I had to defend later on hard tires, and I did an redeem, and Nonsense just warped just straight through me, overtake me. Like I was ghosted.
We did notice that. It was very confusing, very worrying if we had another bug happening during the race.
I think it's just because I spam a little bit. The game was thinking I'm dead. You know?
That was our guess. Yeah, Rebellious suggested that.
Yeah. Anyway, good job to Kos for an excellent win. Like his first lap in Q1 was Q1 in qualifying was amazing, and no sense as well. Pretty good race as well. I overcut him, so I was ahead, but the tires were not good.
Very unfortunate. Though still great points for the team. I mean, you scored in 3rd place and your teammate Brizin in 7th place as a team principal.
Yeah, I'm very happy
That's
of
huge
that.
for the team.
Yeah, let's go. Williams era, man.
You looking forward to Silverstone next week? Well, the sprint weekend. Do you think there's a race victory in sight for Shanae, the champion of last season?
I don't know. So far this season was me with I was Shine podcast podium. People were changing on the first step. I was always on the podium, so that's good. I don't know. I'm aiming for the podium again.
Well, I do look forward to having another interview with you. It's always fun to have a chat with you. But I will have to end it there. Thank you for joining me today. Thank you for a very interesting race at Monaco. You made the boring track less boring with interesting overtakes. Thank you for that, and I look forward to seeing what you have on show for us for Silverstone next week.
Yep. See you then.
See you then. And I believe that will conclude today's interviews. You could probably see on the stream that I'm still loading because the game refused to allow me to, go to the virtual showroom and show off the nice cars as I do for the other interviews. So unfortunately, you had the pleasant views of Monaco. I mean, it is Monaco. Who doesn't love Monaco? But it is also F1, and the graphics are terrible. We don't talk about the graphics here, though. Thank you, everyone, for joining me. Hello, Katie. Thank you for calling me smelly. I promise you, I'm not smelly. But thank you, everyone, for joining me for the race tonight. As mentioned a few times here, we will be at Silverstone next week for a sprint race weekend. The weather will be announced tomorrow, so be sure on the lookout for that. Good luck, have fun. Well done, Webby, again with that race victory. And well done to Cos with his first race victory with Phoenix. And not only was it a race victory, it was a Grand Slam in his first race. So massive, massive win for Ferrari as a team principal. Until next week. Ciao.